do what I do.
I want you to now look. I don't know this fella, okay? I don't know this fella here, but we would have a name for him in the United States. But this is Great Britain. So apparently, the same people that have been coming over here telling us we don't have culture here in the United States are telling us foundational Black Americans our culture is lacking and we're lazy. Also going to places like Great Britain. And so this person is apparently the shadow speaker of of Great Britain. He's speaking from the shadows, okay, on behalf of the whites. And this is what he's saying. Let's listen to what he's saying.
I want England to be a nation of Caucasian heritage people. Just like if I go to Saudi Arabia, I want to see Saudi Arabians. If I went to China, I see China. Okay. England's not in
Shout out to Chocolate Cosmos. Listen to this man. This man is I've been to Britain like once. Okay. I ain't like the food. It was kind of cold. Not really my place to go. I've been heading other places since then. But let's listen to this.
In what 10, 20 years time, it's not going to be Anglo-Saxon Caucasian heritage anymore.
Listen what he's scared of. He's scared. Listen to what he's afraid of now.
It's going to be people who look like me, and that's not going to be a good thing. Why?
Now I don't know what country this man is from, but he is clearly not a foundational Black American. Okay, I don't know where he's from, but he is very afraid of his own people showing up in Great Britain and messing up whatever he got going on over there. Or he don't want to be surrounded by his own people. Sir, what about your culture? What about the culture? I mean, sir, I thought you had this superior culture because, you know, when I went to the UK, they was like, oh, you're American. Oh, cool. All right, mate. I was like, all right, yeah, man, get off me. I was a little too loud for Britain because, you know, I'm from Texas. So I was a little loud, but they were very, you know, I needed a little bit more salt and seasoning on my food. But they were pretty nice to me when they found out I was a Black American. I don't know why, but...
Because they're going to be bringing in an inferior culture.
Hold on a minute. Inferior culture? You don't want them over there because they're bringing in an inferior culture? Maybe I didn't hear that right. Somebody type.
Isn't that a good thing?
Because they're going to be bringing in an inferior culture.
Hold on a minute. Now, I've been told that our culture here in the Black folks in America, our culture is horrible. That's what I was told. Okay. But it seemed to me your people are overseas in a whole nother country telling the whites that your culture is inferior. Wow. Wow. So maybe it's not that we don't work hard. Maybe it's that you don't work hard. I'm just thinking. Maybe it's you're lazy. I don't know, because you've been on welfare. You've been receiving money from USAIDs for 60 years. And, you know, you got your prime minister on the internet saying, don't come back here with that blood clot foolishness. So maybe it's not us. Maybe it's you. Again, we're trying to figure out why is it that Black Americans are not protesting when you have all of our people, all these Africans and Caribbean folk being deported. Surely we should be out in the street. We can understand why foundational Black Americans wouldn't be out there protesting for Latinos. They're not our people. But why would they not be protesting for Africans and Caribbeans? You know, because we were already saying they're not there, you know, they don't have a why? Why? I don't know. But let's continue to listen to we'll just call him Uncle Ruckus. That's a good name for him.
What do you do to stop the small boats?
I'd militarize it. I'd tell the military nobody lands on the beach. Get the military to stop it, and I'm sure.
So he's saying, I don't want none of my people coming up here. Put the military on the beach. Okay, put the military on the beach and don't let none of my people land on the beach. They floating up there on the beach, Uncle Ruckus. Golly, they floating up there on the beach. Boy, the Black Shadow said they are floating up. He don't want his people there.
Well, they could.
How do you think they go about stopping it, though?
No boat lands on the beach.
By any means necessary. This is like a Uncle Ruckus style Malcolm X. By anything,
boats would land on.
Does that mean sinking them?
Whatever's necessary.
If there's like kids, women on the small boats, they should.
Women and children. Oh, you don't want none of them here. Golly.
Still be sunk.
This is what your culture produces.
No boats would land on the beach.
No boats. This is what your people are saying about you. And you apparently, according to your own people, your culture is inferior. Apparently, I mean, what do? I mean, I don't know. What would I know? Okay, I mean, how would I know this? It's not anything I know. I'm just saying this is what's being said. Now, again, you know, we're going to keep talking and we're going to get to where we need to get to. And, you know, here's another.
Customs enforcement.
Fair use. Now, this is a
Thank
little
you for staying with us.
Picked up. Apparently, right now, there are 3,690 Nigerians listed and ready to be deported. That's what we're doing. 3,690. Shout out to Quantum Solace. All right.
This week, about 3,690 Nigerians in the United States were revealed to be facing deportation as President Donald Trump continues crackdown on illegal immigrants in the country. According to the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and Removal Operations, the agency revealed the data is broken down by nationality and number of people faced with deportation. In the document titled Non-Citizens on the ICE Non-Detained Docket with Final Orders of Removal by Country of Citizenship.
So you're not supposed to be here and you're about to get sent home. That's basically what's apparently happening.
Mexico and El Salvador top the list of nations facing the most deportation. I still have Justice Ojina with me, and of course Olufemi Loss is still standing by. Justice, Nigeria ranks second in Africa for deportation numbers, followed by
right behind Somalia.
Somalia. Now, how worrying is this following Trump's MAGA mantra, you know, sweeping across the United States?
If I have to don the heart of the people who are being deported,
right,
I would say it's most unfortunate. It is practically like a Category 7 earthquake, changing what their trajectory and plans for lives have been.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
He's basically saying this is changing their trajectory of life. They thought they were going to be able to stay here forever. Okay, that's what they thought.
And if we remember the way our people migrate to some of these countries, they of course they die at sea, and unfortunately so sometimes. And for some of them, it's because they are overstaying whatever.
They're overstaying their visas. They're breaking the law.
Visa it was that they used to get there legally, but having said this on their part and the kind of pains that they or the people who depends on them may be going through at the moment, I must also speak on the side of the law.
So basically, a lot of people who come over here use their resources and they send the money back to their home country, and they finance, you know, they pay for things that people need. They do that, you know, and so these countries actually benefit from having their people stay here illegally. So there's an incentive for these countries, and of course, our governor's realizing this, and they're saying you got to go home. And
having also said stay there. It's also wrong for anybody to come into Nigeria and want to overstay in flagrant disregard of our laws. So I must say that. But having also said this,
so he's saying we enforce our laws too. Okay, we're gonna send you home too. Now listen, I want you to listen to this. This is very interesting.
On the part of the United States of American government, do it with dignity.
Okay.
Hold on a minute. Do it with dignity. He's basically saying, don't send them home in handcuffs. Don't send them. But they committed crimes. Did you just see the dude who apparently was essaying a young girl? And you said we got to put our pilot on the plane, and we can't have these people in handcuffs, and we just got them out the penitentiary? No, they going back in handcuffs. That's the most dignity they deserve. They come to our country, they overstay their visa, they commit crimes. You going back home like in handcuffs.
They're sending the Nigerian. Yeah, I don't think the Nigerian state should fight it. And I also feel that no government of the world actually fought it. What people had an issue with, what they were talking about.
Colombia fought it, and so did Mexico, until they got hit with them tariffs. That's what happened. Then they said, no, we'll let them in.
About was the government of Colombia.
Okay.
And what the government of Colombia was saying was that do not just bring them like pieces of meat,
okay,
like
at least
animals.
Show some decorum.
No, we put you in handcuffs. That's that basic black man treatment that you're getting. That's what, I don't know a black man yet who ain't been put in handcuffs by the police. Hell, I've been put in handcuffs by the police. So it is what it is.
Level
respect
of
for the country.
some level of dignity.
Okay.
Do not bring them in handcuffs.
Yes.
Yeah, it may be satisfying your political whatever ends that you want.
Well, it's everybody's getting put in handcuffs and sent home. You're a criminal. You get stay over here, you commit a crime, you get out of jail, ICE picks you up. Don't take it personal.
But
Satisfied
in the issue of the handcuffs, Donald Trump was quite emphatic about some of the immigrants being crime committers in the country. A lot of them are drug peddlers and all of that. And he did.
This is who we sending home. All these people from these superior cultures, right? All these folks from these superior cultures come into our country, committing crimes, and then their government and their officials are angered because we're sending them home in handcuffs. Let's just think about that for a minute.
See, quite a number of them are criminals. So if he decides to treat them like that, I mean, is he not justified anyway?
There should be a difference between political speak and government speak.
Okay, let me hold your thought there. Let me get Olufemi quickly. As a country blessed with abundant resources over the years, where did we fail to get it right? And with how complex it gets by the day, is there hope in sight?
Listen to this.
See a lot of people running.
Don't run.
You would tune in to the one, if not the best, on these YouTube streets. We call him DennisSpurling. You sit back and hate watch, clocking everything he do and say, but you yelling DennisSpurling. Show some love, ain't enough going round for a black man putting it down. We talking DennisSpurling. Taking over 2025, ain't no lies. Pull up, tell all of your guys we watching DennisSpurling. You tune in to the one, if not the best, on these YouTube streets. We call him DennisSpurling. You sit back and hate watch, clocking everything he do and say, but you yelling DennisSpurling. Show some love, ain't enough going round for a black man putting it down. We talking DennisSpurling. Taking over 2025, ain't no lies. Pull up, tell all of your guys we watching DennisSpurling.
This is Uncle D, and as I always said this time, I'm out.
Almost to 10,000 followers. I want to say thank you to you guys. I know God has something in store for me, and I'm going to continue to say yes.
Smooth operator. Come on, everybody. Smooth operator. Smooth operator. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.